A beautiful mid-April day here in North Texas. The rest of the week for the state remains pretty quiet and dry. We could see thunderstorms return on Saturday, and the rest of the week into early parts of next week also remains pretty tranquil and dry. So let's check things out. Here's the upper air look across the nation this afternoon, and we kind of have a wavy pattern to the north of us. We have a low spinning off to the west. We have little short wave to the north, and we have that upper low spinning off to the north of Maine. We have a benign weather flow where we're at, and a very very clear sky here in North Texas this afternoon. You can see that cold front moving off to the east of us. That pretty much came in dry fashion earlier this morning due to the lack of moisture. We're in the mid 70s this afternoon. Of course, Dallas 77, Arlington 75, mid 70s across the board in North Texas. And again, we'll cool down this weekend, probably around 70 by Sunday. But then we warm back up across the nation. Most of the southern sector of the United States, the south central and southeast part of the United States remains pretty mild, but go up north where there's still below freezing in parts of the upper Midwest, where winter just doesn't want to go away there. We still have some winter weather warnings and advisories for parts of Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. But down here in parts of the panhandles and parts of Oklahoma, we still have some red flag warnings for some of those surrounding areas. But down here in North Texas, we remain pretty quiet. And here's the outlook on day 2, which is tomorrow, which we have a marginal risk for severe storms for parts of New Mexico extending into El Paso. Day 3, which is Friday, we have a standard slight risk just to the west of us. And this is day 4, which is Saturday. For the weekend, we have a risk for severe thunderstorms for areas just to the south of North Texas. Basically includes San Antonio, Austin, Round Rock, Waco, Temple, Kleene, and some of the adjacent areas. And for North Texas, I don't expect that much in terms of severe weather, if we get any at all. Mostly just a rain event, mostly. And let's check that out. In fact, most of the rain stays just to the east of us, but down here we still could see about anywhere from an inch to around 2 inches of rain for parts of North Texas. But again, most of the rain stays to the east, and go up to the panhandles in western Oklahoma. They could see 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, 1 to 2 inches of rain for most of that area, and they need that rain desperately. They haven't had a good soaking rain since October of last year, so hopefully they'll see some relief in that area. So let's talk all about it. Let's go to the model output. This is the 12Z run of the GFS, valid tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. At 500 millibars, we have troughing on both sides of the country. Down here, we remain pretty dry today. We remain pretty dry tomorrow. Should be very similar. Should be absolutely pleasant day. Very comfortable with highs in the mid 70s. That's about average for mid-April. Friday, pretty much the same deal here. We pretty much fall to low 70s. For highs, we'll be in the 70s, around 70 on Friday. Of course, with a mix of sun and clouds, mostly sunny though. And here's Saturday as the weekend begins. This is Saturday afternoon. We got a surface low positioned in pretty much around Abilene, and we pretty much stay wet for the for much of Saturday. And of course, the GFS is currently hitting that Saturday morning could be wet, the afternoon could be wet, and the evening into the overnight hours could be wet as well. So plan on this Saturday to be a very wet and muggy day. And the good news is we won't see that much in terms of severe weather for North Texas due to the positioning of the surface low. In fact, we'll see that reflected off of the surface-based CAPE values, not seeing that much and seeing very little to no instability here in North Texas. So we'll definitely mention the chance for some strong thunderstorms, but nothing too severe. And here's Sunday afternoon. That activity pushes off to the east, and we fall under a mix of sun and clouds with highs around 70. And here's Monday of next week. The sun comes back out in full force. I've got a clipper up north, and highs remain in the mid 70s down here. And here's Tuesday. A cold front approaches from the north. highs in the mid-60s. And a week from today, Wednesday the 25th of April, we have troughing again on both sides of the country. And down here, a cold front comes out in dry fashion due to very little moisture. We'll definitely mention the chance of a shower or a storm or two, but most of us stay dry. Highs in the upper 70s, we warm back up. And here's the here's next weekend, Saturday, April 28th. We have troughing near El Paso, and that looks pretty wet statewide. But you can see for the numbers for the next 15 days, we pretty much fall into the 60s by Friday and Saturday with that storm system coming through. We should be pretty cool by then, but then after that we should warm pretty substantially. We should be around the upper 70s. Of course, some of those pockets could touch 80s this late April heading into early May. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'll have more notes in a blog. The next video here should be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We should be back on normal schedule. If you can, catch your local TV stations on the air at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.